Welcome back to Drafted, your show for the D&D drafts and conversations you love. I'm Graham, and this is my co-host, Tate.
Hello.
This week's episode is a D&D class power draft.
So today we're going to draft 6 D&D classes, and then after this is done, we will debate which will be better.
I'll choose first, then Tate will. Once the classes are exhausted, we'll debate whose team would realistically win in a fight.
I think I will draft Cleric, because Cleric just makes a lot of sense. Like, if it was a fight, Cleric is very versatile.
I'm going to start off melee and go with a monk. Monks just, especially in 2024 edition, they're just really, you get in so many hits per round, even at lower levels. It's hard to compete with monks for a straight up melee slot.
We don't talk about how broken monks are in 2025. I'll take Sorcerer, because Sorcerer with metamagic is a really, really good...
Yeah, nice. Okay. I will pick Druid then.
Okay.
Druid is just really versatile, probably as versatile as clerics. They can wild shape, cast spells, use melee. They're just the jack of all trades.
I think I'll draft Bard, because for inspiration, that's great. And yeah, Bards are very silly guys. At least my Bards are. And I think we need to have a comic relief character on the squad.
That's fair. I will go ahead and draft Fighter then. I think in terms of versatility, I'm starting out really heavy on the jack of all trades, but versatility-wise, Fighter is almost unmatched. They're maybe the most diverse class in D&D, so you can cast spells if you choose the right subclass. You can have good mobility, good crowd control. They can be whatever you want them to be.
Okay. See, I'll grab Paladin, because I like half-casters. And Paladins are very good half-casters for when you need sword guys and someone already drafted Fighter.
Okay, that'll give me my first full caster at Wizard.
Okay.
Wizards I almost never play because they're too complicated for me, but they are good. I would say they're at least as good as sorcerers.
Yes.
Just not as versatile.
We've had 4 characters drafted, correct?
Believe so.
I will grab Rogue, because a sneaky guy. Sneaky guys are very good, especially if they're ranged, because then they can just be menaces, absolute menaces.
That was going to be my pick. I'm going to have to go with Warlock then.
Okay.
One of my personal favorite classes. Just a fun class to play, especially if you take the Genie subclass. That one is just wild.
Yeah, Genie is really cool.
Just take a timeout.
We're not taking subclasses into account right now.
We are not, no.
But Genie Warlock is good nonetheless.
Yeah.
I guess that leaves us with Artificer and Barbarian, right?
Did you draft Ranger?
Oh, I did not draft Ranger.
Okay, Artificer, Barbarian, and Ranger. And it's your...
I will get Artificer.
Okay. Any reason why?
Artificer is very good in fusions, I particularly like being able to create the alchemy jug is awesome. Just 12 gallons of mayonnaise in your face. Peak combat.
You'll love to see it.
You'll love to see it.
Then I'll take Barbarian.
Okay.
I need the ultimate tank on my team. And that means no one gets Ranger, because otherwise it would be unfair.
Yeah, Ranger bad. Disclaimer, we're not hating on Ranger. There are better classes than Ranger, though. Please don't crash out. So, my squad is Cleric, Sorcerer, Bard, Paladin, Rogue, Artificer. Looking back on it, I probably didn't think I was gonna be as caster-focused, but also, I've played D&D for long enough that it's not interesting to me if I don't cast spells, so...
It's valid. I agree. I have just now gotten into the melee classes. I almost always played spellcaster of some sort, but my class draft is Monk, Druid, Fighter, Wizard, Warlock, and Barbarian. I think I have I'm a little lacking in the support area, but Druids can do support, Monks, depending on the subclass, can do support, Fighters, Wizards, Warlocks, they can all do.
Especially Mercy Monk. Yeah, Mercy Monk is quite good.
Yeah.
So now comes the debate. I think my squad is more ideal because you have 1 or 2 tanks, depending on what subclass the Artificer is, and then obviously Paladin.
Yes.
You have a sneaky boy, And then you have Cleric and Bard for support, and also Cleric and Sorcerer for DPS and general tomfoolery. And I think this is honestly my ideal party makeup, because it makes me mad when we don't cast spells.
Yes. I think it would be a tough decision, but here's the thing. If your spellcasters are taking evocation spells, you have a fighter, a barbarian, and a monk up in your face all the time. So if it's an AoE spell, it's going to be hard to maneuver around your allies.
Yeah, I suppose. I think, yeah, it really depends on the subclass. I think if I were to build this, I would build my Cleric, either Trickery Domain or War Domain, just to be able to stay up.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I also think, like, lore-wise, it would be really interesting if, like, either the Cleric and the Paladin had the same god and no one else had that god, or they had differing gods and they were, like, kind of clashing. I think that would lead to some fun roleplay.
Yes. Okay, so let's go down our lists and see what subclasses we would choose for them.
Okay, and then we can take it on a case-by-case basis, like, going down the list and
Yes.
see which ones we prefer.
Okay, Tate, you can start.
I would
off.
I would probably take War Domain or Trickery Domain, but probably War Domain for this, because I have a sneaky boy, also known as a rogue, so we don't necessarily need Trickery, although it is quite nice.
Yes.
For Sorcerer, I don't know. I think I might take Spellfire Sorcery from the new Forgotten Realms book. But from the Player's Handbook, Draconic Sorcerer is great, especially at higher levels, because they can fly. And then you can just be a flying menace. Also, we're assuming they're all humans, no Aarakocras, because I don't like birds.
Okay, for my first two, I would say Monk, I'm taking Way of Mercy.
Yeah.
For sure.
Way of Mercy is great.
Way of Mercy, or since I don't have Rogue, I could take Shadow. Shadow's pretty good. But in general, you got Way of Mercy to heal, you can attack, you can inflict necrotic damage, which most things aren't resistant to unless they're undead.
Yeah. It also depends on which campaign you're running.
Yeah. For Druid, I have to go with Circle of the Moon, just because Wild Shape, and like, Wild Shape, you have no idea how versatile it can be in combat until you actually play a Druid for more than just a couple sessions.
It's been quite a long time since I played a Druid. I played a Druid immediately after I watched the newer D&D movie because of the Druid being absolutely broken in it. Yeah. So for my Paladin, again, I'm using a lot of the new stuff because I really like it. I would probably take Oath of the Noble Genies from the new Forgotten Realms book. If you don't know what that is, basically they take like an oath not of one god, but just to the elements in general. So they could do, with Channel Divinity, like, different things with their smites. Like, for example, when you smite, you could do a Channel Divinity to activate Ifriti's Fury, and it would take an extra 2d4 fire damage, and then it would do more damage, essentially like Green Flame Blade. And then Rogue, I would either take Thief or Assassin. I think Thief is really versatile, and Assassin, if you're playing 2014, is absolutely broken.
Yeah. Assassin in 2014, especially at higher levels, when you just, like, one-shot just about anything with less than 200 HP. Good.
Oh, for Bard, I don't know. I played a really fun Bard Warlock multiclass, and I took College of Lore. College of Lore is pretty good. I would say I might take College of Dance now, because College of Dance is good with unarmored defense. So even if you're not doing attacks, you still have a better AC than a standard rogue, or standard Bard, sorry.
Yes. Okay, so my next is Fighter. I gotta take Battlemaster for Fighter. Just because, like, crowd control is almost unmatched.
Yeah.
Or I could throw in some spellcasting in there with Eldritch Knight.
Yeah. I really like Battlemaster myself. Maneuvers are really good for versatility.
Yep.
And your one after that?
Wizard. So, do you have Explorer's Guide to Wildemount?
I believe so. Yeah, I do.
I am going to be taking Chronergy Wizard.
Chronergy is great.
Because, let's be honest, I'm just going to go full glass cannon on them and go all in on the combat aspect.
But I think Chronergy Wizard is almost something that I like to multi-class with better than stick with, like, all the
Yeah.
way. Because Chronal Shift is really great, their spells are really great. Yeah, good choice.
Yeah, especially like temporal awareness. At second level, you get to add your intelligence modifier to initiative.
Yeah, that's really good.
Because you're going to have high intelligence as a wizard, or you're just going to fail. So being able to add that to one more thing, especially initiative, is just really helpful.
Yeah. Do you want to do another one? Because I accidentally did one more.
Sure, and then we'll do our last ones.
Okay.
So my last one, not second to last, is Warlock. Warlock, I'm going to go 2014 Genie.
Yeah,
Because
Genie is hands down the best. Or, well, in my opinion.
Genie or Hexblade. Hexblade's also really good.
Hexblade is good.
But I gotta go Genie just because the, like, instant timeout option, you could just rest for a short rest, in which case you get back all your spell slots, and no one else does. It's just you, so you can just go out there and bomb the other team.
Yeah, I would say, Hexblade is a little harder to play.
Plus, getting Wish at, 17th, 18th level
I think so.
is really good for a Warlock.
Yeah, I think you can already get it as a Warlock, but it is definitely better to just have it. Okay, my final one is Artificer, and I think I would probably take Alchemist, because I myself love playing Alchemist, and the versatility of their potions is just awesome.
Yeah.
It's really good for a party. In one of our campaigns, I'm currently playing a Fighter Alchemist multiclass, and he's pretty fun.
Yep. I'm going to go with, for Barbarian, Path of the Berserker.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go, like, I have my Glass Cannon Wizard and my tank of a Barbarian. I'm just going to go in, do as much damage as possible before I die, and then just leave the rest to my spellcasters. And
yeah, Berserker is, it's gotten better, I think, in new 5e. So now it comes to the final decision. I think we should go down our lists and just debate which one is better. So your first one is Monk, is it not?
yes.
Okay, mine is Cleric. And I think if we're not doing subclasses, although we did just discuss subclasses for funsies, I think without subclasses, Cleric is more useful and versatile than Monk, but I would like to hear your argument for Monk.
I think they bring different things to the table. Monk is so fast, it will allow me, depending on how far away we would start, I could close the distance before anyone else. I can target one person and just beat them up in one turn. They're at 2/3 of their health. So
Yeah.
I think clerics might be the better class overall, but monks bring a certain speed to my party that I really need.
Yeah, I think Monk wins, especially in 2025. It's really good.
Yeah.
Now, my second is Sorcerer. What's
Yes.
your second?
My second is Druid.
Okay. I think Sorcerer is very fun. Meta Magic is great. And also, I believe there is a Meta Magic option that lets them, like, partially protect their, allies
Yes.
from, like, say, a fireball. Like, they
Mhm.
could, I think it's called, like, Careful Spell or something. And their spell list is great. Yeah. And also being able to get spell slots back with sorcery points is awesome, and I don't think it's used enough with sorcerers.
I agree. I think in 2014, below 5th level, a druid would win just because they just have way, especially in a team where it's not just a 1v1.
Yeah.
Druids can bring something to the table that no one else has, which is Wild Shape, or it can fill in for any other class.
Yeah, Wild Shape is really good.
But I would say Sorcerer is probably the better choice.
So I would also say Sorcerer is the better.
I would have chosen Sorcerer,
Yes.
had you not.
Haha, your
Stat
plan
shit.
has been foiled. My next one is Bard. What is your next one? Okay, let's change things up a little bit. I would like to hear your argument first.
Okay then, Fighter, again, versatility. Versatility, especially if I'm picking Battle Master, is really, really great. Like, if I can make you fall prone and then just send my monk to stunning strike you over and over and over, you just get destroyed. Not to
Yeah.
mention, as far as tanks go, their damage output is pretty good.
Yeah. Fighting Styles is also a great feature.
Oh yeah.
So for Bard, I think Bard is the ultimate jack of all trades. In fact, it has a ability called Jack of all trades.
Yep.
So for skills, Bard is great. Bardic Inspiration is awesome support. Like, even if you're playing with toxic players, if you give them inspiration, they will still use it and be somewhat in your debt, and that's very good. Being able to heal and also things like shatter and cutting words is just really, really awesome versatility that I don't need for my team, but I definitely want.
Yeah. Bard is one of my favorite classes. If we ever do, I'm sure we will, but if we ever get to doing a favorite classes, just like preference-wise, Bard is top 3 for me.
Yeah. Which one do you think wins?
Between Fighter and Bard?
Yes.
Bard.
Okay. So that's 1 point for you and 2 points for me, correct?
Yes. I remember, this is not like who would win in a 1v1. This is who brings more to the table. Who's the better pick for the team.
It's not like... Because if it was just in a 1v1, we would have been like, Barbarian, Fighter, Paladin, Ranger.
Yeah, go all the melee classes first.
Just every single martial, and then no one likes that.
Okay. Do you want to go first this time, or me?
I'll go first. I have Paladin, and what do you have?
Wizard.
Yes, I really like Paladin, because we all know the stereotype of the lawful good Paladin not acting lawful good.
Yes.
But when you're playing with a competent player who doesn't only care about themselves and their god as a Paladin, they're actually really helpful, not only as marshals, but as support. Divine Smite is really good. It's less good in 2024 because they made it a, they made Divine Smite a spell.
Still mad about that.
But also, like, Aura of Protection is great at, I believe, 7th level or 6th level. Yeah.
Okay, so for Wizard, I think in terms of damage output, Wizard is one of the best. Wizard can be support and damage at the same time, especially a Chronergy Wizard with just so much crowd control and so much DPS. Yeah. It's really great.
I would argue that Paladin has better support, like, health-wise, and having Bless is great. But I think Wizards should be used as buffing more.
Yes, I would say Bards, like, more so.
Yeah.
As a buff, Wizards are very good.
Yeah, personally, I think there should be, like, an enchantment-based wizard, and not, like, enchantment like Charm Person and Command, like, enchantment like enchanting weapons, like, almost like in Minecraft Dungeons or something.
Yes.
I think that would be really interesting, and I would certainly play one of those.
Same.
I think you might have me beat on this one, Graham.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, so it's
2-2.
Rogue is what I have, and
mine is
signing into the phone.
Warlock.
Warlock. Okay.
Another one of my favorite classes. I'll go first.
Okay.
So Warlock is a very high DPS.
Also quite high skill.
Yes. They are pretty hard to play, I agree, especially because your number of spell slots is so limited. You can choose between casting Cone of Cold at, what is that, 4th level, 5th level?
I think Cone of Cold is a 5th level spell.
Or Thunder Wave at 5th level, and they both do different amounts of damage and different types. So they're almost as versatile spellcasters as Sorcerer.
As a Warlock main, I think Eldritch Invocations are great to make up for the lack of spell slots, because I think at the most they only have 4 spell slots at like 20th level.
Yes. I think my favorite thing to do with a Warlock is spend all my invocations on Eldritch Blast, and then just by 5th level have an Eldritch Blast that you can cast for free every turn.
Yeah.
With a range of 300 feet that makes people fall prone and does 3d10 force damage.
Yeah, I think I really like Devil's Sight specifically because Warlocks get Darkness.
Especially
and if you multi-class Rogue, then
true.
Yeah, then you can be almost as diabolical as a Gloomstalker Rogue.
Almost.
Yes. I do have Rogue, and I think Rogue is really good. I do think there should be a type of Rogue that gets second attack. Swashbuckler might. I haven't read Xanathar's in a little bit.
I don't play enough Rogues to know that.
But
that's above my pay grade.
Pay grade of $0.00.
Yes.
Yeah. I think specifically multi-classing with Rogue. I know I'm talking a lot about multi-classing. I like multi-classing.
I don't really, but to each his own.
Yes. I think Rogue with Sneak Attack is great. Especially if you're playing a ranged build. Like if you get what I used to like to do is play either a High Elf or Wood Elf Rogue back in 2014 because they would get longbow proficiency. And then be able to either go slightly faster or be able to cast like Ray of Frost or something, while also getting sneak attack on bows is really great, as well as having expertise is awesome.
Expertise is amazing.
Or
you chose the 2 characters with expertise.
Yes, I did. Expertise is great.
Yeah. What's that one?
I don't know. I think you win.
Do you?
That's just personal preference, though. I really like Warlock. Probably should have taken Warlock sooner, but...
Hey, Rogue is still really good. I think that's the closest one so far.
Yes. Okay. My final one is Artificer. Yours is Barbarian? No? Okay.
One of my least favorite classes, but it still has its uses, aka Meat Shield.
Yes. Artificer, I like being a very silly guy who collects things and makes bombs out of said things. And if you're an artificer, you can do precisely that. Infusions are awesome, especially when you're not spending them on yourself, like giving an ally a +1 weapon, which even becomes +2 at 10th level, I believe.
Which is good, especially if it's a low magic campaign.
Yeah, an artificer also fits those worlds. And then also, D8 hit die with casting, is great, even if they have less spell slots. They're quite versatile, and their spell list is also very versatile. I think one of the most versatile in the game.
I agree. That's a good argument. I would say Artificers and Wizards are the 2 classes I have not bothered to learn because they're just too complicated for me to sit down and be like, I'm going to play this character successfully. But I agree, they are good, especially under certain scenarios. So for Barbarian, they, like I said earlier, Meat Shield is the main reason I chose this guy. I mean, 1d12 every time and prioritizing HP is huge, especially if you start with like +3 Constitution.
Yeah.
You, as a first level character, you have like 3 times the HP as a wizard. And they get surprisingly good damage output, especially if you're a berserker and just like ignore everything and go full in on it.
Yeah, also, I think a really fun thing, or a really interesting thing about new D&D with Barbarian is some Barbarians, or maybe all, I'm not sure, I haven't played a Barbarian in a little bit, have a feature where they can use their strength for dexterity-based things, which includes stealth, and you can rage quietly.
Yep, no one ever said a rage had to be loud.
You can sneak up on people with your strength and be raging.
Multi-class assassin.
And then essentially be Link from Tears of the Kingdom, going around and sneak attacking guys for ungodly amounts of damage.
Okay, so who wins that one?
I think I win.
I agree.
But also, we both really like spellcasters, so I apologize if you don't agree with this. We're very biased.
Yes.
So, let's see, is that... How many points is that? Is that 4-2?
I think it's... Let's see. What was your first one again?
I won No,
you won for Cleric.
Yeah, I did.
I think I won for Druid?
No,
I
think
you won for Druid.
But you won...
But I won for Fighter and Wizard.
Yeah.
Then I won Warlock and you won Barbarians.
Oh, it's tied.
Dice roll.
Bro. Well,
looks like Tate wins.
It looks like I win. My very goofy squad of Cleric, Sorcerer, Bard, Paladin, Rogue, and Artificer win. I think this party dynamic would be so funny because the Cleric and Paladin are holding everyone back. And then Rogue and Artificer, their entire, personalities are collateral damage in all caps. And Sorcerer and Bard are just kind of, they're down with whatever.
Yeah, I think mine would be a lot better as a, straight adventuring party than just pure combat, because, again, wild shape, monk's dexterity, wizards and warlocks, etc.
Ultimately, I think both of us have very, very strong adventuring parties.
Yes, I agree.
Okay, so I have won this round. This, I believe, is the end of our episode, unless you have anything else.
I think that's it.
Yeah, listen next week. We'll be doing something probably.
All right. See you next week.
Bye.